Zillow is at it again. They're making an aggressive attempt to get a corner on the real estate media market by giving direct presentations to brokerages around the United States trying to push their Zillow Showcase platform. But in this video, I'm going to show you what's actually going on and how you can leverage this to your advantage to not just get clients, but keep clients and also beat Zillow at their own game. So Zillow has been under some market pressures that are dropping its stock value. So they're, like any other company that would be seeing these pressures on their stock prices, they're out there trying to get more business. So that's why they're giving these in-person presentations. Now there are a couple reasons that are very important to note here of why that stock's going down and how that's affecting what they're trying to push with realtors. We know there's market pressures on mortgage rates and also inventory, things like that. But the biggest thing is the competition, because when you're taking a look at the Zillow Showcase having the tour and floor plan capability, they're facing big competition with Matterport, who last year partnered with the CoStar Group, which owns Apartments.com and Homes.com, which competes with Zillow. Also, iGuide partnered with FlexMLS, one of the largest platforms in the multiple listing service realm. And even Cubicasa, who we've all been using for years to do those 2D floor plans, well, they also have come out with a tour option. So last year, under these pressures, Zillow started making announcements about this super app that they were coming out with. Well, there's no real app, any super app that Zillow came out with, but instead what they have is this hodgepodge of things that is now Zillow Showcase from all their acquisitions of Aereo, of the Showing Time Plus, and their 3D home, and trying to put this all into a package after they already got rid of their certified photographers program. Well, it's a bit of a convoluted mess, but it's free for all of us photographers, and yet it will cost dearly to a lot of realtors. The first misconception is that if somebody gets a showcase listing, it's going to show right at the top. But it doesn't always do that. In fact, you look way down here, here's a showcase listing. I gotta scroll down here to actually see it. And I'm not seeing a lot of other stuff here. In fact, there's another showcase listing way down here. This isn't giving realtors any advantage the way that Zillow is touting it would. And then when we take a look at one of these showcase listings and we scroll down to what they're offering besides the photos, which you would be taking anyways, we can see that we've got this 3D home, and if you've never seen this before, this is what it looks like. And yes, this is as bad as it looks, not just from me doing a screen capture. And the things on the bottom, like here's the entrance. Well, let's go to the entrance. Well, it took me outside. That's fine, okay. But here's the front door, I guess. How do I get in? Oh, there's a little button down here. Let me click on that foyer thing, go back inside here, start moving around, and you can just see the quality is just awful. It's really not good. You don't have any option to edit this yourself, and so this is what they're really trying to push. Now, one of the other options they have is floor plan, so they'd be competing against Cubicasa, and in some of these cases, in some of these listings, it would show up as the photos. I'll show you that next. But here we can see that it's just, once again, going into this awful tour with all kinds of stuff. Now, like I said, there are some other cases. For instance, taking a look at this other listing, which is also a showcase listing, this happens to be in Texas. If I go over here to the photos, similar to what Cubicasa is doing now with their tours, you can go around here and click and see the actual photos, which are going to be a higher quality, and you can navigate around to it. But this is something that is, once again, just offered by Cubicasa with their tours. When we take a look at the 3D home, the tour itself, and this is the thing that Zillow is really trying to push, well, it has a lot to be desired. This is just not all that. Look at it, I'm supposed to go to the living room over here. Wow, hey, that's really great. Thank you, Zillow, for showing me this house. So as you can see, having a Zillow Showcase listing, the realtor wants to sign up for that, it doesn't give them any real advantage in the search results. And Zillow has played this game, as you may know, many times over with, if you were one of their preferred agents, then they would put your listings up at the top. Well, then they changed that a few weeks later. And then they decided it's like, oh, if you just use 3D Home, then we'll put you up at the top. And then they changed that later. Oh, if you're a certified photographer, oh, and they got rid of that plan completely in 2022. So this is once again not an advantageous thing to realtors. And the quality issue aside, there's another misconception the way that Zillow is promoting this when they're making these direct presentations into these brokerage houses is that they would provide a Zillow photographer to do everything for them. Well, immediately I started getting calls from these presentations and they would say, "Are you Zillow certified?" And I'm like, "Zillow certified? That went away in 2022. Talking with my clients and started finding out there was no wording of Zillow certified, but there was an illusion given by this presentation by Zillow to their brokerage that they would have a certified photographer. Probably not using those words, but even saying that this would be a Zillow photographer. One thing they didn't mention is that any photographer can provide a Zillow Showcase, whether you're employed by Zillow or not. All you have to do is just sign up. I'll have a link to that sign up down below. Takes just a few minutes and instantly, wow, you can be used as a Zillow photographer. All you need to do is have a 360 camera like the Ricoh Theta Z1. Zillow then steps completely aside from any billing you want to do, any scheduling you want to do. You can handle that all yourself. You can charge whatever it is you want. You can keep your clients and still provide these Zillow Showcase listings to them. They're going to be, though, with that 3D home tour, which isn't up to snuff the way that iGuide or Matterport are. So an important point here before moving forward is, if you're hearing from any of your clients or potential clients asking you if you are a Zillow certified photographer, you can mention, it's like, I take it you want to be able to do some Zillow Showcase listings, and you can just say, yes, of course I can, as long as you've signed up. And if you haven't, they can still use you. There's actually a hidden step that they really don't talk about much during these presentations, it seems, and that's that there is a step along the way when a realtor is putting this listing into their Showcase listing on Zillow that they can either choose a Zillow photographer or they can choose to use their own. So even if you're not signed up yet, they will contact you. Zillow will send an email to you to finish signing up to get your 360 camera and make sure you actually just check a box saying that you have one and that you're going to be providing this for that agent. They don't have anything else to do with what you do. And what this also means is that there is no quality standard. There is no quality standard whatsoever when it comes to Zillow Showcase listings. Anybody can sign up on that form and they have a 360 camera. Great, they're a Zillow photographer. And once again, that's free for photographers. What's not free is to your clients. So realtors have to pay Zillow a subscription. And from what's being touted out there, it's about a 6-month subscription as a minimum. It's real hard to find prices on that because Zillow is quoting by the region and working out these exclusive deals, as they call them, to different brokerage houses. Well, searching through the internet, some ChatGPT, and also finding stuff on Reddit, it appears that that subscription will cost realtors at a minimum about $400 a month. And that would give them then one listing that they can use, and then they have to pay extra for more listings, more of those Zillow Showcase listings, which could run easily a few $100s. Some of the realtors up in the San Francisco Bay Area were saying that that per monthly fee was over $8,000 a month. And the saddest part about this, as you may know from other earlier videos I've done, there was a study done by Harvard Business School showing and proving that virtual tours provided no added benefit when it came to real estate listings. In fact, a lot of those houses stayed on the market longer. So if you look at Zillow's touting of this Zillow Showcase and how it can move your listings faster and get you more exposure, well, I don't know how that would even work when we can even see that the Showcase listings don't even float to the top when they're put out there on Zillow. Now, most of my clients, and probably many of yours, hate Zillow with a passion because of all the things that they've done over the years, trying to be aggressive to actually take realtors out of the entire equation. That really pissed off a lot of realtors. But also they keep changing their mind on what they want to do. They give these Z estimates that really give realtors a hard time in getting accurate estimates for the value of a house and causing unrealistic expectations by both buyers and sellers. So this may eventually change, it may go away, but in the meantime, here's what you can do. One, you can easily sign up. If you want to do this, you can easily sign up for Zillow Showcase. Even if you don't, and realtors are approaching you with, can you do this? You say, yeah, you just go sign up, make sure you have a 360 camera, you're basically done. But this is what I would propose doing. If they ask you to do that, say, sure, I can do that, but I think I can provide you a better alternative. Tell them that one, you could drop that entire Zillow Showcase subscription, show them why it actually isn't doing anything. You could do a Zillow search in your area and show them where are those standout Zillow Showcase listings. They don't float to the top. After showing them that, you can show that you can drop that subscription, and instead, besides these high quality photos I'm going to give you, I can give you a higher quality floor plan for very cheap just using Cubicasa. And then if you really do want a 3D tour, which doesn't really have the effectiveness that it once had during the pandemic, then I can do that with iGot, I can do that with Matterport, I can even do a type of photo tour that links into the floor plans on Cubicasa. And another point to drive home with your clients is that none of these 3D tours, no matter who makes a 3D tour, none of them can be posted on Instagram. And as you may know from a recent video I did, I've talked about that when it came to getting the most amount of leads for realtors, it was through social media. And a big one for that is Instagram. So the Instagram effect, as I call it, is where you can share not just photos, but you can share videos. They can have reels out there, and a lot of people are looking at that. You can't share a 3D tour on Instagram. You might be able to share a link to that on Facebook, people go to it, but it doesn't have the same impact. So having all this information, you can then work with your clients that if they really do want to try Zillow Showcase, you can help them out. But having these alternatives in your back pocket will show them that you can do more than just what Zillow is trying to push, and that you can do high quality media that also stays current to the market.